Welcome back, and for more on the visit of the Dutch Foreign Minister David Van Weel to Rafah and his inspection of the border crossing, as well as his visit to several areas including Al Arish Hospital, we are now delighted to be joined over the telephone by Dr. Sara, Cairo political analyst. Doctor, good afternoon. Doctor, good afternoon. Can you hear us, ma'am?
Hello, I can hardly hear you, madam.
Oh, sorry, doctor. I hope the sound gets better. Good afternoon to you, doctor, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, of course, today we are seeing a lot of diplomatic activity as Egypt is hosting a very important meeting in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh. We are seeing delegations from Hamas as well as the Israelis sitting down and thrashing out the peace plan as proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. How important do you see, of course, Egypt hosting of such a very important meeting and the attendance of several key figures?
This comes as the fruit of the efforts of the past 2 years.
Yes.
All the diplomatic efforts that Egypt, along with other counterparts, have been trying to push forward to cease the fire and end this vicious war on Gaza. Today, it's very symbolic that it comes today on the 7th of October, even though the government of Netanyahu wanted a more brutal scenery and more brutal outcome of this war. Today, it's some kind of victory that we watched this peaceful talks, peaceful negotiations among with most international community leaders, especially the European ones, who've been of great help to for the efforts of pushing towards sustainable peace in the region. So Egypt, as its role in being a mediating and pushing forward actor for sustainable peace in this region, today brings everyone back together to supervise and watch what's happening and what should be done in the future. And this will be like, besides being the fruit of all the efforts of the past 2 years, it becomes to be also the beginning of negotiations, the beginning of establishing a Palestinian state, the beginning of still consolidating and mobilizing more international community members to put their efforts into where we have reached today of ceasing fire and turning the brutal, vicious war into a first stone of peace for Gaza and for the region.
Absolutely, Dr. Sara. And today as well, we've seen, as you were speaking about diplomatic activity, the Foreign Minister, Badr Abdulati, held several meetings with visiting foreign ministers from Germany, from the Netherlands, as well as Slovenia. And in the press conferences that followed these meetings, one main issue stood out, of course, the recent developments in the Gaza Strip and the discussions between the Hamas and Israeli delegations, which are discussing securing a mechanism for the full withdrawal of the Israeli troops from the Gaza Strip. How important do you see this as one of the main points in the discussions of this agreement, ma'am?
All right. Germany and the Netherlands are very important, especially because they are very important European members in the EU. The EU has declared yesterday that they want to take part in peace talks or any authority over Gaza to watch over the truce and the plan, and it comes in very in handy to Egypt, actually, especially Germany and Netherlands, because they didn't have a very supportive stance towards Palestine because of how their country is constructed, how the Netherlands and Germany is full of, they have a lot of Jews inhabitants, and they have political stance that has been always been in favor to Israel. But today, since Israel has jeopardized international law and jeopardized the already long-standing world order and humanitarian law, international human rights law, they have jeopardized it all. So today, to have these two members especially taking part in whatever talks, maybe it gives the Israeli part a little bit of peace towards the plan, okay? And it gives us also the opportunity to show them what kind of mechanisms we want, what kind of peace we want to see in this region, and how the situation has gone brutally against all the long-standing international laws and against civilians. So it's very important that these two especially counterparts, Germany and Netherlands, come to the scenery today and take a look on how things have got and how we wanted to be forward and in the future. If they want to take hands or to take part in supervising or watching over the execution of the plan, so why not? It's okay. But as long as they are taking part, cooperating with Egypt, so we can talk here about peace and we can talk about pushing forward a peaceful plan.
Indeed. Another main topic which was discussed in the three meetings between the Egyptian foreign minister and his guests today, and also discussed at length at the press conferences afterwards, was the issue of the talks which are also aiming to reach an agreement on the unhindered, or if you may, the sustainable entry of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip through different channels, including the UN channels. How important do you see this stress, specifically with the dire situation in the Gaza Strip, with the famine that the United Nations has already said is happening, the man-made famine in Gaza?
Exactly, famine and genocide. But genocide now is in international court, and Netanyahu is having a hard time passing over countries because of the accusations he's facing. But the famine is very important because in order to keep Palestinians on their land and erase all the brutal plans that Israel had for the people, this far-right government that Netanyahu has, this fanatic government that wanted the people out of their lands, it's very important that you have supervisors witnessing that there is a famine really going on. Okay, it's very important to show them the reports, our side of the reports, and to bring them on the ground. And we did that before with Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General.
Yes.
It's very important that people come into the field and watch.
Yes.
If we have Germany and Netherlands that were still on the line, not taking part in that matter, it's very important to bring them here today and talk with them and show them how
the reality on the
past
ground.
2 years.
Yes, absolutely. I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave it at that. We have run out of time. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Sara, political analyst and international relations expert. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time and your insight. That wraps up our special coverage here on Now TV International. Do stay tuned for the hour's top stories at the top of the hour.